Okay, my friends, this is going to be a treat for all.
Why, yes it is. And by all, I mean me. Because I love Roger and his, let's call them fascinating ideas. Fascinating mostly in their wrongness. And also fascinating in his and his fans' complete inability to see why they are so very, very wrong. His fans especially. As I have continued to receive criticism of my videos about their senpai Roger, and that I am either a big old meanie or a big old dummy or a big old meanie dummy. But at no point did they think to share exactly where I am wrong and how, for some completely mystifying reason that I am sure has nothing to do with the fact that they have got absolutely nothing. So look forward to that in the comments section sometime after this goes live. Anyway, what are we looking at today, Rogie baby?
You know, in Mudfossil University, I have discovered new species, which I call no-toes. We have them a ton of different styles. I just did a video on it.
You've discovered a new species? My goodness, that does sound impressive. And considering your flawless track record, I'm sure that it's not a giant pile of gibbering nonsense based on you pointing at things and saying it looks like X, Y, or Z. But that's not what this video is about, so maybe we will have to take a look at that later and have our minds blown by how I was completely right. I'm not saying that I definitely am right, but I also understand how patterns work. So yeah.
And somebody, when I did, boom, right away.
You exploded? Damn, that's a shame. But wait, how are you making this video? Starting to think you didn't actually explode and you were just using some kind of turn of phrase or something. Unbelievable. Intentionally tricking me like that. You're giving me conniptions, I tell thee.
Maureen, a friend, sent me, look into this. This woman has something to say. She gave me an exact time. We're going to go to it.
Wow, you really are hyping this up. This better be awesome and not some bloody rock giants and real nonsense again. There's a reason I haven't covered you in a while. I mean, you're great fun and all, but there's only so many ways I can say just because it looks a bit like a person doesn't mean it's actually a person.
And these are all robots now.
Right, yep, okay, that's definitely new. And for those of you unfamiliar with Roger, his expertise is in biology. The biology of rocks. Yes, that is as silly as it sounds. So for him now to be talking about machines is somewhat of an interesting leap. And I'm not saying that he's not just as knowledgeable about robotics as he is about biology, because I'm sure he totally is. Just that that's not exactly something to brag about.
I have shown the feet of, well, these are engineered feet. Now, they look like
rocks, Roger, and oh god, it's still rocks. Well, old habits die hard, I guess, but yeah, that's a rock, Roger. Just a rock. You know how I can tell? It's by the way that it's clearly a rock. See, I can be an expert in things too, Roger.
like a shoe, but there's actually, this is the foot.
Roger, listen to me. Just because it looks like something doesn't mean it is that thing. Now I know that's the basis of your entire channel, but it's true. Just because this rock is kind of foot-shaped, and I say kinda because if your foot looks like that, seek medical attention immediately if you haven't already. But it doesn't make it a foot. Certainly doesn't make it an engineered foot.
And the other ones we have, I have another friend, Tish, who has them in every variety of...
Maureen, Tish, starting to see a pattern with your just a friends, eh, Roger? You old dog, you. Well, if I had known that this was all just to get with the ladies, I would still absolutely be as hard on you, because strange ain't no reason to say ridiculous nonsense. Get them to love you for you, not just for your rocks inside your pants.
decomposition, and we can look inside them, see how they were built, and they have been built.
Oh, you can look inside and see how they were built. Cool. I would absolutely love to see that. You wanna, like, show that? Got some images or video to show us? Or perhaps you have some links to stuff you already did? You got anything other than your word for it? Because that'll be fine. So long as it's not something that doesn't even remotely show what you claim, then nothing would actually be better, if I'm completely honest.
They're constructed, and I will show you this. I'm very sure of what I'm speaking of, and then you can make your own decision, because I'm going to show you the actual evidence.
Oh wow, cool. I'm actually surprised. It's a shame it's going to be in the video itself instead of links, so that one could study it in detail instead of on Roger's famous camera on screeno vision that makes things near impossible to actually resolve, even before the added benefit of sexy 480p bluro vision for Roger to really help capture the evidence in a way that no one will ever be able to tell what the hell he's looking at.
Okay, my friends, this is going to be fun. You've seen my no toes now.
Wait. No toes is no toes, as in without toes. That's your new species. Oh, God. Come on, Roger. Come on. Even you must realise how goddamn silly that sounds. I mean, I am fully convinced that you aren't a Poe, that you aren't just doing this as an elaborate joke. But seriously, you found a foot-ish shaped rock and thought, well, it's got no toes, so it must be a foot without toes. And that means I've discovered a new species. Damn it, have I just spoiled that whole thing for myself? I better have, haven't I? This makes you sound like a Poe, dude. This is obscenely ridiculous. It's so absurd, it's almost offensive.
I have a bunch of other people around the world who have a whole batch of other styles of no toes as well. Now we're going to look into tissues.
Translation. I know a few people who have rocks shaped a bit like feet that, of course, probably don't have toes. I mean, why would they? The shape of the toes would make them extremely susceptible to breaking off, especially with erosion etc. You would have to be some kind of moron to expect to find both feet-shaped and toe protrusions having rocks in any sort of high quantity.
But the thing I want to talk about is Talos, who was the first constructed giant robot.
No, Roger, what I think you'll find you have there is a coin, which in itself is at best a picture of whatever it is you claim to be proving. And I don't know if you know this, but historical facts aren't generally stored purely on coinage. And in fact, sometimes they even put made-up fanciful things on coins, almost as if that Talos fella doesn't real. Unless, of course, you are meaning Talos of the 9 divines. And yes, there are 9. Go to hell, you Thalmor motherfucker.
Now, these showing him with wings, I don't know.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, showing them with wings. That's silly. It should have tank treads for legs and shoulder-mounted rocket launchers, like a proper robot. None of this wings garbage. That's just stupid.
And they're supposed to be absolutely enormous, and he would throw boulders at ships and sink them.
So A, he was a bit of a dick, and B, his apparent purpose was technologically superseded by about 1 million other simpler devices, and wasn't used in any way that would make a lick of sense. I mean, seriously, you have a gigantic robot, and all he does is throw rocks at boats. You wouldn't use him to say, I don't know, very quickly build walls, go around yeeting enemy states into the sea. God damn it, these technologically advanced races, no imagination at all.
And he's absolutely incredibly enormous. I'm going to go into this later in a second. But my point is that the way they defeated him was by taking a bronze bolt out of his ankle.
Wow, so not only was he flipping useless, he was also incredibly poorly made, to the point only 1 point of failure was needed to make him non-functional. For people who could make literal freaking robots, they are just awful engineers. It's almost as if it was some sort of story with the kind of conceits that make a story more interesting and exciting, like being able to defeat the robot using some cunning and a simple strategy. Well, I know exactly who not to get my giant robot monsters from in the future now at least.
And this is what these coins depict. I'm going to show you I'm going to show you why I think this may be true.
I would get excited, but that's what I thought this section with the coins was supposed to be. So forgive me if I don't jump up and down with overblown enthusiasm. But if you do actually produce something that at least tries to look like evidence, you might get a squee out of me. But I wouldn't count on it.
Okay, this is my no-toe, and I have other bunch of no-toes here too. Different styles as well. I think I have at least 3, maybe 4. Now,
Okay, I gotta give him credit for this, because it's been so unusual, with my experience of Roger at least, for him to actually have the things, and multiples of them too, apparently. I might have seen him have something else one time, but it wasn't like the main thrust of his argument, so I'm discounting that. This is the main thing, and he has his hands on it, which is great. Good job. 10 brownie points and a cookie-flavoured cookie. Now, it's time to lose all of those by talking.
and I've shown them. Now, Tish has a different style. She's got this here, which hers eroded differently, and they were in different types of erosion. Mine are just like the guy who just stepped off it.
Wait a gosh darn second. That one's got toes. I thought these were no toesies. But those? Clearly toes. This is getting confusing. Do they have toes or not? And if they do, why are they called no toes? I am so very confused. Also, congratulations on finding a foot-shaped rock with toes. Although, what are the chances that someone found a random foot-shaped rock, carved some toe shapes into it, went chucked it to one side, and then these dipshits found it? Probably quite high. Higher than literal robots made out of rocks and all the other garbage that comes out of... Never mind, we're still in the video.
Now, hers are eroded here, but look at this. This is the human foot. You see that? The calcaneal, that's the heel bone. All right. From that comes up a strap, a tendon. All right. Now, that tendon...
Right, I think I know where you're going with this, but I thought we were talking about robots. Why would they build a robot that perfectly mimicked human anatomy? That would be both incredibly inefficient and require a technological prowess that is way beyond even that of today. And yet the only evidence of his existence that you can muster is rocks that are clearly just rocks and coins that are clearly forged in a very low-tech manner. And nothing else. Nothing to give even the vaguest hint of this ultra-advanced civilization. They apparently had zero impact on the environment whilst building giant rock-tossing assholes. Can you see why this is all a little bit far-fetched?
Goes up to a bone right here. That bone sits on this structure here. This is what she's found. There's that... the heel.
I don't see it. And even if it does look like that, again, building human-like robots, especially giant ones, makes no sense for a multitude of reasons. And secondly, that's the surface. You can't just show me that and say it's like that all the way through, especially considering the many technologies we have today that let us look inside of things. I'm sure there's a lab somewhere that would allow you to send it to them and build a nice 3D model of the inside for you. My guess is it will look like a rock, but like the inside of one.
And here's the strap. Runs up to the bone which would sit in that cradle and is here. Now, this is the spring assembly, and that is literally constructed. I'll show you.
Dude, those are ammonites. Are you kidding me right now? I mean, they are clearly fossils. Grats on actually finding some, by the way, but they are clearly the fossils of ammonites. They are rough and full of debris and crap, but it's super obvious what they are. I have found those on a beach. Loads of people have found them on beaches. And I'm going to take a wild guess that your person found this rock on or near a beach too. God damn it, Roger. Why have you always got to be so wrong? All the time.
All right, what you have to do is look close and think a lot.
What we have to do is look close and think a lot. No, 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 Roger. What you have to do is look at all and think goddamn ever. Those are not anything to do with the foot. None of this has anything to do with the foot. Because it's not a foot. It's a rock. God damn it.
All right, that's the heel. All right, that's that strap, there's a saddle here, let's call it, where the bone would sit down, and I have a bone here, here it is. Something similar to this.
Wait, it's not even those that are supposed to be the heel. But there's not even anything there. Then I've got to ask, what the hell are those supposed to be? I mean, I know what they are, but I would love to know what the hell you think they are.
It would sit down in that cradle, and that's the bone going straight up. Now, there's another bone that lays down on the side, which is you have a tibia and a fibia. The fibia just lays on the side like, oop.
All right, fine. Just ignore me then. You're just like Dr. Buzzard.
This, okay, and Tish's has the same thing. There's a side piece that lays on there, and that's the tibia, fibia, and the tibia goes here, and this is the saddle that's on mine.
Okay, well, this is all very interesting, but I have one small issue. It's just a fucking rock. No matter how much you think it might all fit together with your random pieces of rock junk, doesn't mean that you're right, especially if you are making up, discovering a new species. You need way more evidence than that.
All right, now, and mine are completely...
Made of stone? Yeah, we know, Roger. Anyway, where's the robot? Is this still supposed to be Mr. Robot? Or is this a giant? Or at least a fairly big person? Because all this waffling is starting to make me think that you're just making this stuff up.
Intact, absolutely, totally intact. And you can see where the areas in the spots where there was a lot of impact, there's like a smoothness to it.
Yeah, that's probably from erosion, mate. That's what happens to rocks over their lifetimes. The shapes they become tell the story of their little rocky lives. But that story doesn't go, hey guys, I'm totally a robot foot. Check it out. I'm made of stone, just like a robot. Wait, stone would be a dumb material to make a robot out of? Well, you just aren't a big smart brainer like me who knows that things are always what they kinda sorta look like. #facts.
When you look at it in the microscope, this sort of eroded away, I think, a little bit, but it has all the same arch like we have. It has the same blood supply, exactly identical to a human foot.
Exactly identical to a human? I don't think humans are even exactly identical to each other. When it comes to the shape and exact locations of various parts, people are taller, shorter, longer, squatter, fatter, thinner, whatever. So I assume there's no exact about it. So if you think that's exact, you might be a Roger.
No, I haven't had that tested for DNA or anything, but you could get drilled deep inside, find the artery.
Well, do it, Roger. Do it now. And when you find... Wait a minute. While I'm all for you actually doing the science, why would the robot have DNA? What possible logical reason would anyone have for building a machine like that? And would that even be a machine anymore? Or would it be a new form of life? God damn it, Roger, you've got me all existential. That's it, you've ruined it. Now I have to go and do an old drink and think. And you know I'm rubbish at thinking, so it'll likely just be a drink and drink. Wait, before you go, I have something super important to tell you. It's life or death. It will change everything forever. Nope, wait, it's gone. Oh well, probably wasn't important. But while I have you, don't forget to comment, subscribe and notify. And if you want more of my smexy voice, check out Mrs. Six's channel Spoonstaff Stories, where I narrate and voice all the videos, and she does the work. And if you want to support the channel, check out the merch store for cool t-shirts, or check out Patreon, memberships and PayPal to support directly. Finally, follow me on the medias of social to get completely pointless guff and to keep up on the latest releases. Oh, I just remembered what I was going to tell you. Whatever you do, don't touch the...